Hey there, welcome to the 5th episode of Crimson Orc, checking out some of the new developments and buzz in the run up to the full release of Masters of the Universe Revelation Part 1 next week on the 23rd of July, streaming only on Netflix. News elsewhere. Thankfully this week, Anti SJWs had to eat humble pie when Black Widow stormed box office and streaming records, proving that hate for hate's sake can't put down quality production and actors speaking their mind about equality and diversity. Real fans and casual fans don't just listen to this triggered nonsense, which is really repetitive, and this bodes well to the release of Masters of the Universe Revelation as well. Now let's get on to the toy news. There's some really good reveals basically this week regarding Masters of the Universe Revelation from Mattel. So we have Scareglow, but unfortunately this one's going to be a Comic-Con exclusive. Apparently the box packaging is so cool with LED flashing lights, and this is a collector's edition package obviously. So this is probably about as heavy metal as this guy really does get. This action figure looks superb with the glow-in-the-dark features, which appears on the fearsome Scareglow and also the accompanying weaponry as well. Indications of the character in the series from Tony Todd in a recent interview. The voice actor said behind Scareglow that this character is really the stuff of nightmares. A fantastic figure coming from Comic-Con really, but the exclusivity might be a problem for us UK collectors. Luckily I have my Scareglow Origins, which is probably one of my favourites in my collection at the moment. This week there were big cast interviews along with showrunner Kevin Smith. Smith dropped a potentially huge spoiler for the upcoming series, which could have serious repercussions for the series story arc and beyond. Obviously, cast interviews, the actors were more restrained about spoilers, and they didn't let slip anything major. Of course, Teela is the big focus throughout the series, without the expense of other characters. Tiffany Smith, who plays Lieutenant Andra, mentioned about how morality tales are expressed in a more adult and mature way, and the added diversity in the way that Attorney has been opened up in. Chris Wood mentioned that Prince Adam has to deal with some consequences from keeping his He-Man alter ego a secret. Overall, it's great to see that the actors have a great time sharing their experiences and knowing how they see this 40-year-old franchise get a new lease of life. It was great and I enjoyed all the interviews. It was fantastic to see Sarah Michelle Gellar telling her feelings for the franchise, although I would have liked to listen more about how she approached her version of Teela and how the character differences were between the Filmation version and this Revelation version. But I'm sure spoilers may have gotten in the way. It's interesting to hear the idea of the power being part of all the characters, which sounds like a moral thread that's weaved through the story arc of this season. She certainly has a point about the classic series focusing on boys demographics, so with all modern series really they have to branch out, to appeal to all the different various demographics. Mark Hamill was briefly interviewed on Jimmy Fallon's show, and he gave some small tidbits about Skeletor and showed an exclusive clip of Skeletor being who's imprisoned sorceress, and he promises to tear down Grayskull stone by stone. It's a great clip, but it's all over too soon rather. Well, Kevin Smith was interviewed by the Nerdist and he let out a potentially massive spoiler. However, the offending segment has now been edited from the actual video that's currently on YouTube. So, big news, Orko could be a goner. We saw in the trailer Orko displaying some powerful defense magic against what could be Scareglow. Could this be the moment where we bid farewell to our Trollian friend? I hope not, since Orko is actually a beloved character and doesn't really deserve to die in my opinion, but Kevin Smith has spoken to fans and the majority of people apparently hate Orko in the Filmation series. His words 25 to 75% ratio. Come on, Orko, he's a court jester, a harmless Trollian who gets his magic wrong and gets into more scrapes than any other characters, but to say people openly hate Orko, I don't want Orko to make the heroic sacrifice and die, as with what was mentioned by Kevin Smith, but as with anything sci-fi and fantasy, no one truly dies. Thank you for tuning into this episode, not long now before the season premiere. If you have any thoughts on Orko, please drop them in the comments below. Were you a fan of Orko back in the day? Or which version do you prefer, Classic, 2000X? And what are you looking forward to in the Revelation series? Just let me know. If you like and subscribe as always, that would be much appreciated. But for now, good journey